So you're a small creator, but you want arcs.
I don't really need new friends, so spend your time with me. Looking for someone who can play though, wanna hang.
There are a variety of ways to get arcs, especially with the ebook era, and I know you're probably like, I want physical art. I like the physical books better, but you gotta crawl before you can run. Physical arcs are typically gonna be sent to people that are well established, have a good review ratio, and are a little bit well known, because it costs money to mail, to send it. Hold on. It costs money to mail, to send them, all that jazz. It costs money. Ebooks, however, cost no additional money. They're digital, you still get the book. You're probably gonna want to start there. So I'm gonna give you a list of places you can go to sign up for arcs and kind of build yourself up. The first one is Booksiren. Now these sites are both utilized by industry people like Big 4 or Big 5 still. Big 5 houses and indie publishers alike. Independent publishers, indie authors, anything in between. You can pay for them to promote your book, for them to offer it as an arc. That is how these sites work. So, here we go. Booksiren is really easy to sign up for. All you do is put in your email, whatever email you want to use, and make a password for it. Here is the site right here. Go onto the site, you scroll through until you find something that you like, you download that book. When you first sign up, they're only going to let you take one book out at a time. Which, if you're a fast reader, awesome. Read it, review it, get another free book. Keep in mind that when you do start getting the ability to have more books, you don't want to get so many that you can't read them. Why is that? Because a lot of these sites charge the author, especially small or independent publishers and authors, for each book that is sent, or that like you download from the site, which, you know, that's what they chose, but like make sure you're reviewing them so that they're getting their money's worth, you know. So it's usually about like $2-ish. However, if you find this author on social media, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I found your book on Booksiren, and if you want to send me your links, I can download your book. Because if they send the link, they do not get charged, because they drove traffic to the site, technically. So just a little heads up. Plus, you want to start making friends, especially if you want to be like a big book influencer. If you really want to get into the book world, I highly recommend making friends with authors, small and large alike, because a smaller author could be friends with a bigger author and introduce you in the future, or that small author could just blow up and become a big author. All the authors that we know now did not typically come out and they're like, I'm a New York Times bestseller, like straight off the bat. A lot of times they had to build backlogs, they had a few books published, they had other publications first. Don't stray away from small authors if you don't want them to stray away from you, because you are a small creator or just starting. You kind of got to build yourself up and show that you're good at what you do, you want to do, you have their interests in mind, and you really want to help the book industry and just like talk about your favorite books. That does not mean pretend to like an author you do not like. Find an author to be problematic, and especially if they are like widely problematic, I don't recommend working with them through anything. So just like keep that in mind with arcs, who you are getting these arcs from. You don't want to fall in love with the book and then find out like, oh, this author is like known for being problematic. Do your research. The second site you can go on is Booksprout. I have less luck with this one because I just don't think they're more geared towards adult books, and I am a child, figuratively speaking, and I like young adult personally. Those are my favorites. Most of these sites will have spaces where you can apply to be an ARC reader, and then the author has to approve it. Usually this is bigger publishers or people that are trying to limit their numbers, because like I said, you do have to pay for these. Or the author, you don't have to. It's free for you. It's not free for the author. Which, it's like you wouldn't try to scam a small business, you know, like you wouldn't have trouble paying a small business their time and worth. When you are a small independent author or a small independent publisher, it works very much the same as a small business. So please do keep that in mind. Be good to your authors, new and old alike, except for the problematic ones. Burn them with fire. So Booksprout, again, you sign up, you make your account, And then you just scroll through the books and see what you're looking for. I do know they had sci-fi, paranormal, supernatural. A lot of these like sites like Booksprout and Booksirens also have, you know, the spicy books if you want the spicy books. So that's always an option. All of these are ebooks. However, if you see an author, you end up liking an author, a lot of smaller authors are not opposed to sending somebody that is already a fan of their work physical copies to help promote it. So work on building up your brand, your social media, give good, thoughtful reviews, make sure you're reviewing on as many sites as you can. If you do want to be a book reviewer, you do want to be a book influencer, you do have to put in that work before you see any feedback. And it could be quite some time before you see some anything good coming from it. Any kind of like stride you've taken is going to take a bit of time to build up for your name to get out there. The third one is NetGalley. Pretty much everybody likes NetGalley, has been on NetGalley, has at least heard of it. This is one of the bigger ones. Again, both indie and traditional publishing houses use these sites. You are not, like, they're not separate. I know people separate them in their minds, but they're both part of the publishing industry. Alright? So NetGalley is one of the bigger ones. You are going to need to put in some decent amount of work to be getting all the books that you want. A lot of the books are, you have to apply, you have to kind of show like, oh, I have the following, I have, or at least the feedback ratio, so that you get the books that you want. Don't, again, apply for just everything, because in this scenario, the lower your feedback ratio, the lower chance you're going to get the big book you actually genuinely really want to read. So pick books always that you want to read so it's not a hassle for you to get through them. And always leave feedback on as many places as you can. It's super helpful for the author, especially new or debut authors. If you say you get approved for a bunch, you apply for a bunch because you're like, oh, I'm not going to get approved for this, so I might as well like apply for everything. Don't do that. Because if you do get approved for all of those, I'm not saying you will, I'm not saying it's likely or not likely, but like depending on your following, depending on who you are, you could get approved for all of them or a lot of them, and now you have 15 books you have to have reviewed before they come out in October. And if you have school, work, life that you have to attend to other than reading books, that can be rather difficult to get to. So pick an amount of books that you can very reasonably get to. And you have to check back, because sometimes they do get, you kind of get like ghosted from the publisher. They just like never approve or disapprove it. So do keep that in mind. If it's been like, you know, a few weeks and you haven't heard anything back, you're probably not going to get approved for that. Not 100%, but like that's when you can kind of go on and try to apply for more books so that you're not overwhelmed by the amount of reading you have to do. Again, NetGalley is 100% free to you guys, not to the authors. So be mindful and do your part, because you want to be part of this world. You want to make sure it keeps going. So do your part, review, spread the word, and the more you build yourself up, the better books you're going to be able to get, or the bigger authors you're going to get. And when I say better books, I just mean books that have established authors, big publishing houses. They're going to be more willing to take a chance on you if you've like, okay, I've reviewed every single book, or I've reviewed 80% of the books that I've gotten, so now you look trustworthy. Now they are willing to put that into you. And then as you build yourself up, that is when you start getting more like PR boxes and things like that, as you build your name, as well as having access to earlier books that other people may be looking forward to, even if it wasn't the top of your list but you still wanted to read it. That draws people to your channel as well. So everybody helping each other here. It's all one giant community business-like thing. Anyway, another way you can get an ARC is to reach out to the author directly. If they are a bigger author, I can't promise you're going to get anything or even get a response back. However, if they are an independent author, or if they are a smaller author, you may be able to join their street team and receive an ARC, or just kind of reach out to them and be like, hey, interested in this book, can I get an ebook ARC? And, you know, like I'll review and put it on my channel and things like that. It's always worth a try. It's never disrespectful to just ask, but it does work better if you are a fan of them already, or if you have already read some of their books. So don't be greedy. Don't try to like message 50 of them and then like not be able to review them, because especially with independent authors or smaller authors, they are trying to build their brand, their name, just like you are. So how much would that suck if somebody reached out to collab with you and then they never got back to you? Like, that would suck, that would hurt. So keep that in mind. You can also do this on BookTok. There are so many authors on BookTok now. It never hurts to just follow their content on ones that you're interested in and show them to support either sharing or commenting on their videos to help with the algorithm. The more they see your name, the more they're going to be like, that's familiar. So when you reach out to them about receiving an ARC, about being even a beta reader, you are going to get that book free. You are going to even possibly be able to be a part of the process of the publication, which is one of the coolest experiences in my opinion. So, Booksiren, Booksprout, NetGalley, go to the authors that you see that you'd like, that possibly have debuts coming out, or newer books or independent authors, and then follow authors that you're interested in. Don't follow them just because, don't follow them because they're hyped, because it's going to be really hard for you to actually go through with the review if they end up being problematic, you didn't do your research, they end up just like you just don't vibe with their work, which is fine. Like, you're not gonna like everything you read, even if it sounded like an amazing pitch. Keep all of this in mind, because very quickly, using these things and these different tools, you can make a bad name for yourself if you're getting all these books and never reviewing, and then you have now you have to rebuild trust that you were already trying to build and make a new reputation for yourself, which can be even more difficult than just building yourself from scratch. So please keep all those things in mind. I'm not giving you all these resources so you can just go ham and just like go into all of them. I'm giving you them so that you can utilize the ones that you'd like and get free books and ARCs and be a part of something of the release day. Oftentimes, especially with smaller ones, not necessarily bigger ones, smaller ones will give you like a digital release packet where you can post on your Instagram. You already have some nice images of it, you can share it, and that helps you get content that you now don't have to create for your channel on your channel or on your Instagram. So I hope this was super helpful for you guys. It's not super hard to be an ARC reader. It is harder to build up that trust so that you can receive books by the bigger names like Marissa Meyer, especially. She has a book coming out, Cursed, which you can get a free sample of her book on NetGalley right now, and that's a free tool, and that's just like read now. So most of these places will have, even NetGalley, even though it's a bigger one, it has a section where you can read now, and you don't have to be approved for that. You can just download it, read it, and review it. These are the ones you're going to want to go to. Don't pick ones just to pick ones. Pick ones you are genuinely interested in. They update fairly regularly. Pretty much all of them update fairly regularly. They're getting new books in all the time. Go through, find a couple, 1 to 2 that you like, start there, push your reviews, and go on with your life. Those free to read ones, I feel like I don't have any evidence of this, but I really genuinely feel like they put those up there so that people have a chance to prove themselves, that they can post reviews and they can build their name on NetGalley. They also on NetGalley have audiobooks. I don't know other sites that have audiobooks off the top of my head right now, but they also have audiobooks. I have not used them yet for audiobooks because I typically get all my audiobooks from Libby anyway, but they have audiobooks. So give them a try, give them all a try. If you have tried and you've gotten approved for an ARC, comment down below which ARC you got approved for, because I was skimming through their site. Let me know if anything sounds good. Fantastic seeing you guys today, and have a fantastic, wonderful day and night, whatever it is for you.
I don't really need new friends, so spend your time with me. Looking for someone who can play though, wanna hang with me. I'm not really looking for a friend, so spend your time with me. Looking for someone not afraid of